Hey yo, wubba wubba wubba, this is Downtown Adrian J with the Kicking His Sounds in London town. Well, not London, we are in London, but you know that's my catchphrase. Welcome to the channel Adrian J Online. Now, you're either one or two people. You're either new to the channel, you've seen my video, go, oh, what's this guy all about? If that is the case, welcome along, thank you very much for joining me. And if you like what you see here, please hit that like button, wherever the like button is. There's a bell icon, hit the bell icon and subscribe, please. And if you're not new and you're looking at my videos already and you come across this, thank you and welcome back. I don't have to tell you to subscribe and like. Well, actually, no, not necessarily. You may be one of my unsubscribed regular users, if that makes sense. Okay, we are down here in the basement, so don't go away. You are in the Jay's basement. So I have a multitude of projects going on at the same time. Some I video, some don't look good, so I don't put them out, and some I haven't had a chance to. So the basement, this is a long ongoing project which was about 5 years in the making. It's a really long story. I don't really want to bore you with that. Enough to be known that what happened, we had builders in, they screwed this place up royally. So I'm making do and trying to make the best of a bad situation. I'm really pissed, to be totally honest with you, but what do you do? So we are here in the basement. I'm going to show you actually my basement and well, at least the party room. So this is basically a party room, DJ room, party room, games room. I do radio work, so I may be recording stuff down here, all that kind of good stuff. So I'm old school, very old school. I've been DJing since my 20s, and I'm something. So I've been doing it for a long time, so I'm old school. So a lot of my stuff is on record, vinyl. I have CD, I have mini disc, and just getting now, well, I've had it for a little while, obviously laptops with MP3 and MP4. So the project here for this part, and I'm going to try and show you bits and pieces of it as I go along, is that I've got a 4K TV for the basement. So it's really not to be watching TV. This is for me to play my videos, my music videos. So while people are dancing, I've got like a video stuff. So what I'm going to do is we're going to fit a full mount which opens, full motion mount I think it's called, so it comes out front, because we've got a TV upstairs mounted on the wall and it's got like the swivel mount, and they're no good because when things go wrong you want to be able to get to the back and unplug things as opposed to putting your hand up from the bottom. They really are horrible. Oh, by the way, if you're hearing stomping around and noise, that's upstairs. This is, you know, what it is. And it's only me. We don't have a special production team. We don't have hundreds of people making videos for you. It's just me and my camera. Okay, so, you know, this is what happens. So, what I was looking for a TV was on the cheaper side, because it's not, I'm not really too worried about it. Everything was 4K. Now, my videos, right, are older videos to newer videos, so I don't know if you understand the terminology, and if you don't, I'm not going to try and explain too much and deep into it, but certainly, you know, Google it up. So I have what they call 480p, right? So that's the pixel. So obviously 480 is small. Okay, I've got 480p. I've got 1080p. I have no 4K stuff. Now, if you buy a TV, right, you can't buy anything with less than 4K. It's all 4K. Now, this is the problem. There is a thing called upscaling, right? So, if you imagine you have a big TV screen, right, 4K, so it means 4,000 pixels, right, give or take. And you also have 8K, right, but 4K is what you have. So, if you try and play a 480 or a 1080 in a 4K picture screen, basically you get a small little thing. You may have seen that on some laptops, and maybe you may or may not have. laptops and desktops where you have a big screen, you change the resolution and you try and play a small video, and it's all kind of compressed and mashed up. So the problem is, if you play a 480p, like an old school hip-hop video from YouTube, it will be this small, but you've got this big video, right? So what happens, you have like this big black border, right? Which is pants, especially if you're like having a party, you don't want that, right? So what TVs have is they have it called upscaling. So what they do is and there's a whole technology around it. I'll see if I can get some links for you. But basically they upscale, they make the 480p fit the 4K resolution. Now, some TVs can do this good. I think actually it's an automatic thing, because I haven't tried it, tested. It should be automatic. On some TVs you have you have settings where you can change the scale and the scale resolution, all that kind of stuff, but most of it should be automatic. So when you put your cable in, it should sit. Now, cables. Most of you guys now use HDMI for connecting things up to your TV. So either, how do we connect the TV up? Okay, so you have a TV. Back in the old day, you had an aerial. You put an aerial, a coax cable into the back, and the TV was a receiver. That's what they call a television, TV receiver. So it would receive analog signals all built in. So you just need an aerial, which is a wire. Then they went and they did TV which was digital. So you had your TV, and they got them smaller. But what they then did was they had a digital receiver box of some description, which also was the same thing as cable. So you have a cable box, and that would plug into your TV to get the screen. To get the big screens and the thin screens, because what people wanted, they didn't want these big massive things, you have to take as much stuff out of the TV, right? So they went LCD, LED, plasma, okay? And so you find now you have a very thin screen TV, and you have leads which come out for your speakers, right? So my laptop is going to connect up to the TV through an HDMI cable. HDMI cable is a digital cable, similar to USB, and what happens is it transmits video signal and audio signal, okay, from the laptop to the TV. Now, the TVs now have got wireless Wi-Fi. So basically, you hook it up to the Wi-Fi wireless, and you can get all your stuff down, or you can connect it to a satellite box. I may or may not do that. We'll have to see. But my main thing is playing the videos. Okay. Now, the problem with connecting a laptop with an HDMI to a screen, so I found out when I was trying to do a gig, is usually as a DJ you have a setup, right? A PA setup where you do the music. So if you try and connect, you've got your laptop and you have a connection which goes from HDMI to TV. If you then have your audio jack out from your laptop to your mixing desk, what you will find is no audio comes out, because the video and audio goes through the same way. You have to find some kind of way of splitting it. Now, there are two things, and I've not done this yet, so we're going to do this kind of together. There is a feature on TVs called pass-through, right? Which means that you can get an HDMI signal in, and you can also get an audio out. I'm not entirely sure how that all works and the connections, because this is the first time I'm doing it. But that's what's called pass-through, and the TV I bought has got pass-through. But you can also get a splitter. So you buy a box, you plug in your HDMI into one end, and you have video which comes out, which goes to your TV, right? And you have an audio which comes out to your deck. So that's another option. They're not that particularly expensive. Now, upscaling, sorry, I kind of went off. I wanted to talk about upscale. So 480p, which will go to the big 4K. That's what I went to. So I was looking at either LG, and a couple of the LGs I saw, they said upscaling wasn't that fantastic. I was also looking at Samsung and Toshiba. We have a Samsung upstairs, though it's a plasma. So that was the main thing. I'm not worried about any other facilities, but upscaling. And this said it did upscaling really good. So that's why. So I'm going to take you around now. I'm going to show you my setup, and then I'm going to show you the TV. We're going to do an unboxing. I don't have the stuff to fit it to the wall yet. I've got to get them off Amazon. So what we'll do is we'll do an unboxing. I'll see if I can get it onto the stands and hook up my laptop, and we'll see if it upscales and if it works. So, and when I get around to finishing the basement, I'll do another video for you guys. So I'm on a couple of forums where I'm posting stuff. So okay, so let's go. So this is the basement. This is coming down, and this is the party room. It's really small. I don't know if you can see. If you can see here, can you see here? There's a big gap, right? What these guys should have done with this, it should have gone much deeper. Actually, I can show you a better example. If you look up here, can you see how deep that is? That's how far away it is from the wall. We've lost about nearly a foot on either side, so this party room has got so small. We've also got a whole load of crap up here because you have like the ductwork. So if you're trying to dance or stuff, if this is a dance room, this is what we were trying to do. I had to get them to do all kinds of manner of stuff to kind of lift this, and also this was very square. So in the end I managed to get them to round these off. Okay, so it is quite claustrophobic, but also you have an area here where people can dance or sit down, and there's supposed to be an open bar there, and there's a washroom there, and kind of stuff like that. So anyway, so the builders finished off, and they did a really crap job. They actually did an absolute crappy job on the floors. I actually finished painting off the walls, the ceiling. I put the baseboards on all around here. Okay, I put these are lights actually. Can you see here? These are Govies, and I'll try and show you this maybe a little bit later on. So I put Govies around there, and it's a kind of a dance area. So that's where the TV is going to go. I'll show you that a little bit later on. So this is my record decks. Sorry, these are my records. You can see Brothers in Rhythm. So to show you how old I am. Here we go. Some CDs here. We've got CDs here. We've even got mini discs. So this is my setup. It's my setup. Obligatory Diet Pepsi. So this is my setup here. This was an old table which I repurposed, and from the front I haven't finished this off because I'm still testing, making sure everything works. So let's just get this out of the way. So this is you kind of see from here, this is the kind of setup I have. All these wires are going to be hidden. I'm testing a lot of stuff. I'm doing stuff bits by bits. So this will all be hidden. I'm going to have a border up here. I've got two Hi-Sys 2 speakers. So if you can see, these big old speakers are going to go in here. I've got some amps which are going to be hidden under there. And a speaker's going to go here, speaker's going to go there. So if anyone knows anything about DJing, these are the only things you need or needed, which was Technics SL12s, 1200s. So these are my 1200s. I love these decks with Stanton SL500s. That was the standard setup for any DJs. Underneath here, I'm going to have the amps and stuff. This is a little bit of storage space for like mics and odds and sods. My mixer, Cam. I've got a Newmark twin CD. I've got my Sony mini disc. This is a setup I have for my laptop. So my laptop goes in here, and I have a connection which takes it to this little box which goes into the back there. And I've also got a power up thing, so everything comes into here, and I can switch them on and off. That's for the laptop. That's for some lighting. I'm going to do some more lighting. I haven't really finished, but this is my kind of setup. So the idea being is my laptop's going to be here. I'm going to run cable somewhere through there to try and hide it, maybe, or through some molding, and then the TV is going to be there. So I'm going to be able to set this up, as you can see here, laptop. So when I play laptop, I hit that and it comes out the speakers and that's up there. So that's my setup. So it's not bad. It's not bad. It's for me. It's very, very old school. So, you know, there you go. Let me go off and set everything up and then come back to you in a few minutes.